Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is a review for Power 2 Ghost. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to do this when it came back. I needed to check it out first, and I checked it out, and I think we're going to roll on over. I can't recap it all for you, but we picking up with Tasha's trial. We're still there. We're still trying to figure all of that out. We left off with Saxe and Davis Method Man, working together, getting in cahoots to get Tariq. So the opening scene, we got Saxe and David Method Man, and they're meeting up, to talk strategy. They're working together to make sure that Tasha gets off and we get Tariq for killing ghosts. So now we have to, select a potential jury. Davis Method Man got his jury pool, which consists of black men, and Saxe got his jury pool, which is black women. So they got to work together and see how this is gonna work. They do agree, though, people of color. That's the consensus. We need to have a whole jury of people of color because she's a woman of color. We got to have a jury of our peers. Then we see Tasha calling Tariq, and she's telling him that she's going to trial. And Tariq is in class, by the way. She's just trying to fill him in on that. Letting him know, to brace yourself for this. I'm going to trial. I want to. This is what we're going to do. Trust Davis. Blah, blah, blah. He hurry up and get off the phone because class is about to start. Everybody's surprised. Oh, my goodness. Tariq, you're in class on time? What's the occasion? And he there early because I'm sure he's tired of y'all talking about how late he is. I'm sure he's tired of getting called out all the time. So he's there. He probably slept there, but he there. And I think it was light-skinned Keisha that had the smart remark. And so he asked her about the story, about the reading. And, the professor is like, oh, okay, well, since you want to start there, let's just start the debate there. So, what do you guys think about the reading? More specifically, do they think that people are fundamentally good or fundamentally bad? Light-skinned Keisha and Lauren, they feel like people are inherently, for themselves. Like, everybody is for themselves. It's always every man for himself. That's just how it is. There's a white girl in the class, and she's like, no, people are fundamentally good. Everybody is, basically good. Girl, we born in sin. Ain't nobody fundamentally good. Everybody has a good side, and they can go left. This isn't left, by the way. It might be. I don't know how this gonna play back. Is that gonna be your left or my left? But this is my right. But either way it goes, everybody, we all gotta, we can all go there. So all of that, we fundamentally good. Yeah, some of us try to be. Some of us really try. But for the most part, yeah, everybody has a selfish mentality. Everybody is worried about themselves. You have some people that are literally like servant leaders. Like, that's just how they are. They don't mind helping out. They don't mind working as a team. They don't mind working for the team. They don't mind doing something for the greater good of everybody, not just themselves. But the professor asked Tariq to you basically, let me just put it this way. Do you feel like you are fundamentally good or bad? And Tariq ain't answer the question. We selecting the jury. They question all these people. They all agree on all the black folk, all the people of color. And the judge is like, something's afoot. Something is off here because y'all working together. Y'all getting along. I don't know, but okay. All right. So they have their jury selected. People of color, everybody black, Hispanic. I think it might be somebody in there from the Middle East. Like, everybody is brown in the jury pool. Stephen Knox. Not Stephen Knott. I was calling him Knot Head Ass the whole time I was watching it. Stephen Knot Head Ass. He and David Method Man's little minion, the lady, neither one of them are here for this because they both see it going towards mistrial. And of course, Stephen Knotts is like, is that good for us? Or, I mean, like, mistrial? What's that? What's this about? What's this jury pool? Like they just don't see it for him. Saxe ends up meeting with Two-Bit. And of course, Two-Bit is like, I'm not snitching. I'm not doing none of that. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. Then we also see that he is meeting with David Method Man. So both of them are kind of like playing one another. Davis Method Man is trying to get what he wants. Saxe is trying to get what he wants. They just playing each other. At least that's how it appears. He meets with Davis Method Man, and he tells him the same thing. I'm not snitching. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking no deal. I'm not snitching. Not doing none of that. And Davis Method Man is like, listen, I can get you off, but you need representation. So go ahead and put me down as your attorney because I can get you out of here. You can help me. I can help you. Trust me, nigga. Trust me. Two-Bit don't trust nobody, and he shouldn't, especially those two. Then we get tight-lipped detective come in. And she come in because she's suspended and she's still mad, She's like, I'm not even a cop or a detective no more. I'm suspended and I'm trying to get Saxe, and I know you want to get Saxe, so let's work together to get Saxe. She gonna help him get his testimony together. And so, everything that he says, he doesn't end up perjuring himself, excuse me. And he can still, get the deal. So he down. He gonna trust Davis Method Man and tight-lipped detective to get him off and get him out of there. Monet and Kane at the house, and Monet getting ready to go to the trap. And she want to take Drew and Diana with her. Kane, well, why you ain't gonna take me? Because they need to come, they need to learn, they spoiled, they need to get in the business and figure out, and learn how we operate, how, we do everything. They need to put in some work, pretty much, because she feel like they don't do nothing and they have it easy, they're lazy and spoiled. When she calls them into the room, of course they fussing, especially Diana. Why we got to go? This ain't our job. That's so-and-so's job. And Monet is like, excuse me? First of all, we don't pay nobody to do nothing. I pay the person, or I pay the people to do what it is I asked them to do. And today, I'm asking you. It's your job today. And they start talking about Zeke. So one of them bring up Zeke. And, he's like, she was like, Zeke does what I tell him to do. And Drew is like, Zeke does what he wants. And she's like, well, he don't be in nobody's bed he ain't supposed to be. Now pack up your stuff so we can go to the trap. And when she says that, Kane overhears and he's like, who been laying in? He rolling up on them. So you been sleeping with that nigga Tariq? And she's like, who said that was directed at me? Like, I ain't sleeping with nobody. And even if I was, I ain't got to tell you. I'm your brother. You got to tell me, blah, 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 blah. Drew standing there knowing that he the one in the bed he ain't supposed to be in. He the one laying up with that boy Everett. And he gonna just let Kane believe that Diana, basically slept with Tariq. He just gonna let him believe that, stood there and let it happen. She was looking at him like, oh, really? I would just, you don't want to just out your brother and just push him out the closet, but I'd have been staring him down real hard like, really? I was laid up. When? Where about? Nah, Drew. No. Anyway, after he hears that, Kane automatically pack up, get his gun, check to make sure it's loaded and all of that, because he got to go pay Tariq a visit. And I don't know who he thought he was supposed to be, but he got to go and figure this out. Tariq ends up stopping by Lauren's room, and they in there flirting like they always are. And soon as she's about to kiss him, she get a knock at the door, and it's her boyfriend. And he come popping up talking about, so did you forget that I was in town? And shows her a picture of her on Instagram drinking. You drinking? You can't be seen drinking. You can't be photographed with a cup in your hand and all of that. She's like, this is college. Right, exactly. You can't be doing that. It seems to me like we need to have a conversation about you moving to Atlanta. What? Or no, DC, that's where he at. Please, sir. Please. You are not that girl's daddy. She ain't got to talk to you about transferring nowhere. He getting his roles mixed up. He think he daddy. No, you're not that girl's daddy. And of course, Tariq come walking around the corner. Oh, Jamal, is it? Nah, it's Tariq. Oh, she just tutoring me. He tap her on her shoulder. I see you got your hands full. I'll just text you later. Then we see Steven and Saxe. They meet. And of course, he needs him to make a call, get 2-bid out. We need him to testify, blah, 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 blah. And Steven not head ass. He made the call. Monet and the kids, they are at the trap. And of course, she got to give them the rundown. She fussing, of course, about how spoiled they are. And then, she divvies out the tasks. You doing this, you counting the coke. Or no, you counting the money. You breaking down the coke, cutting it, doing whatever it is that he's supposed to do. She gonna leave him to it and let me have them phones. Saxe meets with his niece Riley, and he basically telling her, you done got too close. I need you off the case. Don't follow him no more. Stay away from Tariq, and you might as well just stay away from Braylon. But she says she in love, and she not leaving Braylon alone. That's just what it is. She here now. She here and involved now. She ain't leaving Braylon alone. Then we see Brayden in his room, and his brother comes in. I'm gonna call it. I forgot his brother's name. Trace. I was calling him Trip. He look like a Trip. You know how white boys, the douche white boy. His name always Trip, Brody, Brett, Chet, one of them. And so we gonna call him Trip. His brother Trip come in there, basically gloating. Yeah, I took your drugs. Me and my friend wanted a good time. What you gonna do about it? And starts bullying him, tussling with him, pushing him around, being a mean big brother. And Kane walks in, like, what the hell y'all got going on? Ain't this Tariq room? And Trip had the nerve to say, oh yeah, Tariq stays here, but this is my brother's room. And me and my brother are having a conversation, so you and whatever little ghetto business you have with Tariq. Whoa. Kane immediately pulled out that gun, and I was like, yes, go on and cock it too if you want. Get your clip ready for him, because your little ghetto business. What? Racism. He racist. He is racist. And of course, he got the gun on him, and Braylon like, whoa. I think we have a misunderstanding, and he just starts just talking, running his mouth. And Kane is, eating it up like, oh, really? So you know me? So you got my name in your mouth? So Tariq just really just talking about me, but he ain't saying shit about you. Because he's like, Braylon was like, so he ain't he ain't say shit. I ain't heard none of that. But what we gonna do, y'all come on with me since you big and bad, since you ain't got my money, because he told him that too. We ain't got the money. Like, you got my name in your mouth. I don't know you, and you ain't got my money. Let's go. Let's go for a ride right now. And so he all but kidnaps them. And he tells them that, no phones, leave your phone here. So Braylon throws his phone, and is that boy's name Braylon or Brayden? I've been calling him Braylon this whole time. I think it's Brayden, y'all. Brayden. Anyway, Brayden throws his phone on the chessboard. And I don't know if anybody remembers this. I didn't remember it, but watching it, because I watched this twice. Watching it the second time, I caught the fact that when we were I wouldn't say last season, the first part of the season, when they started working together, Tariq told him, if there's ever a problem, ever an emergency, this is the code. You knock all the pieces off the chessboard, and I'll know that you're in trouble. And so when he does that purposely, he purposely throws his phone over there on the chessboard so that it can show Tariq when he gets back something is wrong. Drew and Diana at the trap. And Drew being lazy, he keep getting his phone is blowing up, and it's Everett, the boy, the little closeted boy that didn't want to claim him at the party. He blowing his phone up. Come see me. I need to see you. I want to talk. We need to talk. Blah 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 blah. And Diana is like, listen, you better not go nowhere. You better not go nowhere. You already know Monet gonna kill you, so you might want to put your little phone down, come back over here, and let's get to counting this zip. Let's get to breaking it on down, or whatever it is they was doing with the drugs. I'm not multifaceted in the I'm not well versed in the trap business type of thing. I'm not well versed. Okay, moving on. Riley, she's snooping around in Tariq's things, and he, comes into the room like, what you doing? Why you got my stuff? She talking about she was looking for something to write Braden a note. A note? You could just text, you could just call. So she does, and when she calls, of course, Braden's phone is there in the room. So now Tariq really worried because, well, no, he wasn't worried at first. He worried after finding that phone and seeing that chessboard like that. So now his wheels are turning like, something done popped off, and I don't even know how to get in contact with my mans. And Riley is, she's there to snoop. She's there to figure out what Tariq is up to and if Braden is involved. And so she says she's not going nowhere. She gonna sit right there until he gets back. Kane, no way. Back at the trap house, Drew ends up leaving anyway. He the boy blowing him up. He got dick at the door. Shout out to my friend Shane. My friend, listen, story time. Oh, sorry, Shane. I just really don't comment. The people ain't gonna know who you are if you don't comment, okay? This was New Year's. Picture it, New Year's, okay? And I think this was our freshman year. This was our freshman year in college. We were all back home, for the holidays. And my little crew, we decided, y'all, we gonna have adult fun for New Year's this year. Me, I was always at watch night with my parents. So that's where I was always, at for New Year's, bringing in the New Year with the church family. And this particular year, I'm grown. I done been to college. No, we're not doing none of that. We gonna meet up at Travis' house, and we gonna get stupid drunk, which is what we did. And I mean, we were drunk. And we missed the New Year coming in and all of that. But while we were there, my homegirl was like, she wanted to leave early or something like that. She ended up inviting over a little friend. And so thirsty for the peen, she was like, move, y'all, I got dick at the door. And so that's the vibe that Drew was giving me, in the fact that he was so gung-ho about getting up out of that trap house to go see that boy. And he got over there and then tried to play coy. So what do you want? You've been calling me? You've been blowing me up? You practically ran over there. So don't get over there and start acting like, oh, so what was that? You wanted me? You was called? You rang? Yeah, he rang. And you've been on pins and needles trying to get over there. Anyway, let me get off the soapbox. Moving on. Kane ends up dropping Braden and Trip on the corner. He done made them corner boys. See, separate corners, that is. They not together. Trip tries to, play that whole white privilege. Guys, man, I don't know if you know, dude, but Braden and I are Westchesters or Westbrooks or whatever it is. And Kane look at him like, who? That ain't gonna work on me. Oh, I got just take us back to the room. I got a Rolex sitting right on the desk with your name on it. You can have it, bro. Why do white boys think that that's gonna, move somebody? That's not gonna move the thugged out, dope dealing, killing Kane. He got a Rolex. Like, what you doing, Trip? Anyway, it ain't work. And you gonna still get out. Kane turned around, listen, and I was I had to fan myself because Kane in this scene, it was woo. Kane turned around with that gun and was like, get your ass out of my car and sell my shit. And I was like, okay, you ain't got to tell me, but when's, Kane? Where you want me to stand at with it? The bird in me was like, okay, I'll sell your shit today, tomorrow, the next day, however many days you need me to work, daddy. However many days. Drew, he pops up. Oh, my bad. He dropped off Brayden at one corner, and I said that, and Trip at another. Brayden is cool. Brayden is good. He ends up making friends with the dudes on his corner. Brayden got the gift of gab. He not, like he said, he not scared of people. He know how to conduct himself, around hood niggas on the corner. Drew pops in on Everett, and, they end up smashing. Riley and Tariq, they pass the time by playing chess. Drew and Everett laid up again, and Everett gets a text from a tutor, and he's like, oh, it's my tutor. And when the tutor comes to the door, he figures out course correct is how Tariq is, moving the product. So he ends up sending a picture to Diana. He don't let on, of course, sitting there in front of Everett that this is his family's drug business, that, he got all of this from, but he takes it for what it is and sends that information to Diana. Diana, she back at the trap snitching on Drew. Like she's such a little, she remind me of Tasha on Everybody Hates Chris. Just tattletelling all the time. She in there snitching to Monet, and Monet is like, I'm gonna get y'all, of course. She's like, okay, I'll just go get him. He ain't gonna answer the phone for you, but he'll answer for me, so I'm gonna need my phone back. She ain't slick. She's just trying to get up there to Stansfield to see Tariq. She is not slick. Kane is back to pick up the boys off the corner, and like I said, Brayden ended up making friends on the corner. He had a blunt, and bunch of hood niggas on the corner, blunt, okay. You want to be one of the friends too? Okay, that's fine. And he ends up getting cool with them, and he ends up selling them all his product. Then when he pick up Trip on the corner trying to ask somebody to use their phone, and then got about to get robbed out there, getting jumped by some other people on the street. Just a bad situation. Oh well, Trip. Oh well. Too bad. I don't know what to tell you. Kane, watching from afar was like, no, he deserve it. Go on and let him sit in this for a minute. We'll get him in a minute. And Brayden's like, no, man, no. Like, he's not going to be able to handle this. Like, this is too much for him. He's had enough. Just let me go save him. Kane's like, all right, whatever. Go on out there and go get your brother. Whatever. Drew and Everett playing video games, and Diana pops up to pick up her brother. You ready to go? Monet sent me over here to get you. Let's go. While they're talking, she tells, they talking about the whole course correct thing. He don't want her to tell Monet none of that, because he's like, listen, if she don't like it and X's Tariq out of the whole equation, then that means we ain't got no reason to come back out here. And she's like, oh, and that means no more Everett. Too bad. And no more Tariq for you, girl, because you just as thirsty, so just quit playing. Riley and Tariq, they still playing chess, and she ends up telling him that she ends up apologizing for the drink, and he's like, what drink? Yeah, I know you were really faded, like you were really messed up. She was about to tell him she drugged him, and she didn't get a chance to because Diana's at the door. And this scene annoyed me because it didn't have to go down like this. When what's the girl name? Diana comes to the door, Tariq goes outside. And he talks to her, and he's acting like he's hiding something. He could have very well just been like, oh, my roommate's girlfriend is in the room waiting on my roommate to get back. We playing chess, whatever. He could have told her, the stuff on the surface without lying, because he don't know where he is. I didn't understand the point. What was the reason? What was the reason, Tariq? You could have told her who it was in the room. So you was lying for nothing. So automatically, Diana thought that it was the bougie girl from the party. She thought it was Lauren. And so she threw a little jealous fit and gone on by her business, leaving Tariq standing there like, what did I do? What I did? What I do? Anyway, Kane taking the boys back to wherever he's taking them, and they get pulled over. And it's Ramirez, Monet's Latin lover, and he tells Braylon and Trip to get out the car and go stand by his. Give him a little talking to, because it's like, you tripping. You are sadly mistaken if you think that what you just did tonight gonna ever happen again. You about to get us all caught up. Take your ass home. And Kane is like, listen, you need to take some of that bass out your voice when you talking to me. You ain't my daddy. And wait. Okay, anyway, he gives him that good little lecture about his behavior and, sends him on his way, sends him back home. Davis Method Man and his partner, they talking to Tasha about 2-Bit taking the stand and all of that. Tasha's worried, she's like, does he even know Tariq? Like, I don't want Tariq's name being mentioned at all. She worried about that, but they're reassuring her, oh, it's not gonna happen. Saxe isn't gonna mention Tariq. Don't even worry about it. It's lies. Ramirez drops off the boys, and he tells them, well, I'll let it go. If y'all let it go, keep your mouth closed when you never got to talk about it again. And David Method Man and Tasha and his partner, I keep forgetting her name. They're meeting up and they're talking about 2-Bit getting on the stand, and they're reassuring her, Saxe isn't gonna bring up Tariq. Don't worry about that. That's good. Ramirez drops off the boys, and he's like, I'll drop it if y'all want to drop it. We ain't got to bring it up. We ain't got to talk about it. I'll let it go if y'all let it go. And Trip, of course, no, we should press charges. We should talk. We should call our lawyers. Like, we should call our parents. He kidnapped us. And Braylon's like, we gonna keep our fucking mouth closed. Right? Copy that. Comprende? You ain't seen Jack, okay? Pamela James ain't seen shit. That's what it is, Trip. Y'all ready he ready. And I still don't trust that he not gonna say nothing, because Trip is the type. He the type that'll have you all caught up, Brayden. So you better listen. Y'all might need to sit Kane on him one more time, just to run it back one more time, spin the block one more time, Kane, and run up on Trip, because I don't think that he's not gonna say anything. Monet is back at the house fussing at the kids again about their laziness and them being spoiled, blah, 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 blah. Diana comes in there and she tells her about Course Correct. And Monet is impressed with Course Correct. She's impressed with the idea of it all. And she's just like, okay, I'm a smart nigga. Diana tries to add a little salt on there and she's thinking that it's going to backfire on Tariq. And she's like, oh, you want me to go get in Tariq's ass? For what? What you want me to do that for? Did you have sex with that boy? Is he your first? And she's like, no, I didn't sleep with him. Oh, okay, well then you can let it go. Let it go. It's just business between y'all. So whatever it is you holding on to, let that hurt go. Back at Tariq's room, Brayden finally shows up. They end up getting rid of Riley, so, Brayden can fill him in on everything that happened. And he does, and Brayden done had fun on the corner and want to go back to the corner. He want to be a corner boy. Tariq like, nah, that can't never happen again. That's not happening again, so just let that go. Tasha's trial. We got the trial going. Saxe, has 2-Bit up there on the stand. And he started asking him about ghosts, all this kind of stuff. He thinking that 2-Bit just gonna lay it all out. The story he knows, he thinks 2-Bit is just gonna lay it all out. 2-Bit like, who? Oh, no ghosts. I don't know nothing about that. No, don't know him. Who? Tommy? Who is that? I don't know her. I don't know her. I might sound crazy. This might sound crazy, but I don't know her. I have never seen this man. Wouldn't know him if he came in here today. Wouldn't know him if I saw him walking down the street. I don't know him. And he's white, so he definitely ain't running nothing over there in Queens. They asked him about Tasha. Have you seen her? No, maybe a couple of times, but not really. Like, I know she was married to the, to the club owner, to the man that was about to be lieutenant governor. I know that, but I don't know these people. And if a woman had been in charge, I would have known. So yeah, nah. Tasha ain't the one. And Saxe does end up bringing up Tariq's name. And he's like, I think I saw him once. I think I gave him a ride home once when he was lost. Tasha sitting up there like, now y'all said Tariq's name was not going to get mentioned at all. Which one of y'all? Which one of y'all is trying to double cross me? She wasn't sure. It was still making her look good, but that throwing Tariq in there kind of shook her a little bit. Kane gets home, Kane gets home, and of course he gets into it with Monet. He don't think Monet is running the business right, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to tell her how she needs to run things, what she should and shouldn't be doing. Drew and Diana end up coming downstairs while he and Monet are going back and forth. And he pushes Drew. And when Monet tries to grab him, he pushed her too, like elbow her, and she falls to the floor. And he extends a hand to help her up, but of course she slap it away because, you don't put your hands on mama. Then Kane goes to see Lorenzo. I guess he called himself going up there and putting his daddy against his mama. Gonna try to go and tell on his mama. She's not doing this and she's not doing that and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, listen, I know you're trying to be a man, but you need to calm down. She worked for me. And so, since she worked for me, you trying to tell me that you're trying to step on my toes. And I know you're not doing that. And, you just tell some, keep it cool, keep it cute. It'll be all right. I'll be out soon. Maybe not. I don't know. But either way, you need to let that go. Somebody's at my door. It's probably a package. Let's see. Tasha ends up calling. I skipped a part. Kane goes to see Lorenzo and telling on his mama. And when he leaves, the guards, it's kind of weird. He about to get set up. They start locking doors. Yeah, go on. Turn them off. They start turning cameras off, setting the mood for a beat down. And they beat him down. Courtesy of Dad. Lorenzo come back in there, lean over him like, listen, I had to do it. I'm sorry, son, but you keep your hands off my wife. Here. All right. Now I see you at the next visit. You take care. Tasha calls Tariq. She worried about that whole 2-Bit situation. Him knowing, possibly knowing something about Tariq. And what was the man's name? The guy he shot. I can't think of the man, the dirty cop. I can't think of his name, but she's worried about him knowing something. And, Tariq is like, he don't know nothing. He gave me a ride home that one time, but he don't really know much. He doesn't really know anything about nothing. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Trust Davis. Trust him. She say, okay. I mean, he did make me look good on the stand, so I guess we can trust him. Steven goes to see Saxe. And, you know, he's upset about court. You know, what was that? they let you have it in court. Like, we done let this killer on the loose and we didn't even get nothing for it. What you mean? Like, what we doing? I done helped you for nothing. You know, of course, Saxe is like, it's going to work itself out. Like, there's a method to the madness. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to handle it. When Steven not leaves, he gets a phone call from Davis, and he ignores it, though. Then the next thing we see is Too Big walking out of jail. You know, putting his Rolex on. Well, excuse me, Ghost Rolex. Putting James' Rolex on. He out. And that's where it ends out at. Yeah, so more of the same. More of the same. I don't know. I didn't even pay attention to the previews for the next episode, but that was you know, the returning one. It was enjoyable. It didn't bore me. I wish that we would do less of the whole Tariq in class, Tariq and this girl Lauren. Like, no. More push and weight, less going to class. For me. That's what I want to see on Power. I want to see the trap house. I want to see, you know, all the ins and outs of the trap house. I want to see all of that. I want to see the kingpin drug business. Please. I don't care about Tariq going and writing papers at Stansfield. I don't care about his relationship with Lauren. I don't care. Like, as far as I'm concerned, Tariq didn't even really have to go to college. Like, they could have just X'd that all together. His lifestyle could have been something different. Like, he could have took over the club or anything but this. Anyway, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.